Hi everyone, it's Charlene, one half of the Flights of Fancy Stitchers. Today is the 3rd of January 2025 and I am coming to you with video number, I have to look it up, 152. So I decided that I would come and do an update, and I'm slowly trying to get back on track. With Dalton home, with Preston on night shift, it's kind of driving the struggle bus here, but eventually I'll get back on track. So I guess we'll just jump in. I will go over my numbers from last year, what we finished off with, and then get started in where we're at currently. As you can see, my ornament behind me here finished off for 2024. Yes, Snoopy, I am talking to the computer. This year I decided to do 2 ornaments. I'm going to do one for Jelly World, which is the stitch along that I'm doing with the Hade group, and that one is already seeing some progress. And then the regular one for my regular projects, same size, just a little bit different bobble. So those are going to be my ornaments moving forward. My numbers for last year. So I ended the year off with 130,476 stitches. I entered the year, so entered January 1 with 98 whips. I had 16 finishes and I had 20 new starts, which left me with a whip count going into 2025 of 102. So that is my current whip count. As of to date, yes dear, I know, I love you too. As of to date, I am at, obviously for year and month, this is as of last night's numbers, I am at 1,566. So I've had some pretty good stitchy days the last couple days, so that's been really nice. I have a little bit of haul. Some of it I've already put up because I needed it. This is my notebook that I take to the craft stores when I go with my list. So I was watching a Flosstuber, and she was talking about a project she was working on and the threads that she was using. She was under the impression that she said that they were discontinued, and she was having a really hard time finding this color. And it kind of set me in panic mode because this is the thread that I'm planning to use to start my Shakespeare's piece in April. I'm starting it on Shakespeare's birthday. And when Morgan was home over Thanksgiving, she dyed me the piece of fabric for it, and so it got me really concerned. And so when I was in Joann's looking for the threads that I needed for a couple projects, I looked and they had 3 left. But they have a spot there for it, so I'm assuming that maybe it's just difference in location. I found it also on 123. So and I have to have 17 skeins for this project that I'm going to start in April. So I'm going to slowly get these gathered up, so in case they are going to discontinue this or no longer make this color, I have enough for this project. It is 4245 DMC variations, and it's these gorgeous purples and blues, and it just speaks to me of William Shakespeare. So, and then the other threads that I gathered, I picked up all but, let's see, 1, 2, 3 colors that I need for my Rainbow Village that I started with Morgan. And then I picked all but 1 of the colors that I need for my Jelly World. They were out of that one. So I will just skip around it until I can get back out and get it found. So I've been keeping up with my journal. I don't know if I showed you guys this one. This is the one that Dalton got me specifically for my stitching, but it's working out great. just solely for the stitch information, and then I have my calendar as such with what I've accomplished, what the goals are, where I'm at, etc. So since I came to you last, I was working on Night Cafe. That was my 30 minutes of stitching, and we finished that up on the 31st, and I'm trying to remember how many stitches I ended up getting in that one. Hang on just a second. I forgot to write that one down. And of course, I have to go through everything else to find it. I think I finished off with, it was over 2,000 stitches, which made me really happy. I finished off with 2,140 stitches. And this is how far I got. I am over to the edge as far as I can go. So like I explained the last time I showed it, I'm going to be about 9 stitches short, but I'm perfectly fine with that. But I'm really happy with the progress. I guess you guys need to see a before picture, don't you? This is a Leonid Afremov. I cannot say that name. So, really happy with it. I'm hoping to put this in for one of the 25 page finishes and 25. I haven't 100% decided if I'm going to do that or not yet. I'm still contemplating. So we'll see. I'm actually going to lay this stuff back here so it's out of our way. All right. Next thing that I worked on, let's see. Oh, the other thing I meant to show you, I forgot to grab it, but is my Bringo board. So I am doing Bringo. That's with the Magazine Monthly Challenge group. I think I told you guys that. And so far we've had 3 projects and I have kept up. So I will show you what I've done on those first. Get those out of the way. So the first call was number, I didn't write down the numbers. I think it was number 14. And it was the Quaker flag. This is on Etsy by the Bivsters. And she's got quite a few different flags that she's made into patterns. And I decided to put this, so this was a bag that I had made a long time ago. This is a leftover fabric from a shirt that I made my dad. And my dad was very patriotic, and so I thought, how perfect to use this. So I'm using a piece of oatmeal and 14 count, and that's where I'm at. I put in quite a bit of blue and then quite a bit of white, and I put in 131 stitches. And I am using every time I show this, I lose one of the threads. So now I need to go on a hunt. I'm using black, and then I'm using a white. For the red, I'm using Buckeye Scarlet, and for my blue, I'm using 803. I don't know where, oh, and 310. That happens to me every time I show this. I really like this pattern. It's a lot of fun to work on. All right, next one that was on the the draw was you could do a new start. And so I decided, I gave Preston 3 different options. I'm like, well, which one of the 3 do you like the best? And because I had them all kitted up, I just needed to start them had the fabric and everything. He's like, start this one. I said, done and dusted. So I'm talking about January Quaker. And I put in 199 stitches into this one, and I have all of the called for colors. I'm doing this on a piece of white 18 count, and eventually I want to do all of them so I can keep them all in a 5x7 frame, and that's where I got to. Very dainty. So I worked on 2 colors. So for the magazine challenge, you need to do at least 100 stitches or an hour, I think, and I'm just stitching until 100 stitches, or you know, if I go over that, then one of the thread's empty. So it's working out really well. All right, next one is, today's poll was dog lessons, and I worked on this one this morning, and it's by Lizzie Kate, and this is on, I don't remember what the fabric is. I know it's 14 count, and I don't think it's a mocha. I can't remember which one it is. Anyway, this is where I got to on this one. So I did sit in the CL, and then the beginning of, well, actually that's the D. Is that the D in friend? Yeah. And then I finished that off, and I was only at 80, so then I picked up white wash, and I came up and I finished the dog. So that's where I'm at. I actually have this one on my Whitco board for a finish for 2025. So this one will come back out again in the year. And I cannot tell you why it's not done. I don't have a reason. It's just not done. And I have the fabric to get a project bag made for this one. So that's also in my plans. All right. Unless you're wondering what I'm stacking on, it's my ironing board. Let's see. Next one up. So that's all of the Bringo pulls. So, and then I've been working on my anniversary pieces. So the anniversary date of when I started the said projects. And the first one, let's see, on the 1st of the month, hold that thought. Sorry about that. I forgot to grab a packet, or yeah, I forgot to grab a package. I forgot to grab a project. So on the 1st of January was the anniversary of when I started Quotes to Live By. And I do not know if this piece is still available. Morgan found this on a website that was, if you made a donation to a mental health organization, you could get this pattern. So I'm not sure if it's still available or not. But it's Quotes to Live By Emma Congdon and Stitrovia. And I decided to put this into my goal for the year. Oh, the yawns are starting. To finish a quote every month, which it's doable. I just need to get it done. But because the 1st was its anniversary date, I pulled it out to do at least 100 stitches for that. And I ended up putting in 143 stitches. And I realized, I don't know why either, I've decided that this one got all of the fabric from the pieces that are short on fabric. Anyway, my piece is much too big, so I've got to get it cut down. So I worked on the pinks in Yourself, Is that all I worked on? I think so. I think I just worked on those 2 pinks. But it will come out again in the plans. It is to get that quote finished before the end of the month. So, and then like I said, I've got to get it measured. This is a bunch of fabric that Sis found us on Etsy and made for a lovely project bag. It's very large. I took the pattern, she took the pattern and I didn't. And she had it blown up because it's not Pattern Keeper compatible. And just to print it off, it was very, very small. So we took it in. Time to drink my water. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention too, I've only had time to watch one Flosstuber, and that was Sarah, Stitchin' Mommy. I will put her down below. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it last time, but I'll mention it again. She does have a new temperature pattern in her Etsy shop. It's like real pretty specialty stitches and whatnot. Very unique, so make sure you go check that out. All right, now, as I explained to you guys, so on the days that don't have an anniversary project, so for example, for January, so the 1st, the 2nd, the 15th, the 21st, and the 23rd are the only days that I have anniversary projects, meaning I have projects that have, that's their anniversary date of when I started them. Hang on just a second, guys. You sit down to do your video, and if it's not the kids or the animals, it's the phone. You're just popular. Any other time, nobody bothers you. Oh, hi. You want to say hello to the peoples? You haven't made an appearance in a long time. Do you guys remember Poe? Yeah, there's our potato. You want to say hi? Yeah, you haven't said hi to the peoples in a long time, huh? Yeah, she's my pretty girl. I don't have any room for you to sit up here with me, baby. So I'm going to put you back down, okay? Mwah. I love you. It's like, Mom, who are you talking to? Okay, so anniversaries. So on the dates that don't have an anniversary project, those dates are dedicated to the unknown start date projects that I have. I have 14 of them. One of them is Thatch Cottage, which is divided into 12, and the other one is Moon Hair, which is a full coverage, so it falls into the full coverage bunch. So I took those 12 unknown patterns. She's coming up behind me. You gonna come up and say hi? Okay. Put them in a wheel, and I spun. And what spun for January was Stitcher's Haven. So I made a project bag, and I got the fabric at Joann's, or no, Hobby Lobby. And I had this really cool zipper pull that Sis made. Worked perfect. And then the inside is just round modeling to complement the background motif, or background fabrics. So Stitcher's Haven is in, you gonna sit there? No, you're gonna jump down? Okay. It is in World of Cross Stitch number 204. And is the pattern picture. This is another one that I took in and I had it blown up so it was easier for me to work on. And the main reason that I wanted it blown up was because of the backstitch. The backstitch is just crazy. So I'm actually going to change hoops. What are you doing over there, Poe? She's getting into the window. So I worked, so yesterday was the first day that this one came up because there wasn't an anniversary, so obviously this is the one that gets worked on. That needle was sharp. So I put in 114 stitches. I worked on the sewing machine. I worked on these pinks. Is that it? Oh yeah, and the yellows. Worked on some yellows in here too. And up here. So every day that I work on this for the anniversary piece without a date, non-anniversary date piece, I guess you want to call it, I will do at least 100 stitches. So you will see this one throughout January. All right. Today's anniversary piece was the pug, and I actually started this one on January 3rd of 2024, and this is a gift for one of my besties. And I guess you need to see a picture of this. I just posted it too. So this is my pug, and this is with I think it's Awesome Pattern Studio. And I was just on there, it's just been a few weeks ago. I'm looking to see if they had a border collie pattern. So I know that those are still out there. They were a couple weeks ago. So I worked mostly in the white up here, and then I did this dark blue. And that gave me 130 stitches this morning. So now this one will go away probably for a while because it's already been spun for the 30 minutes a day. It got spun last fall. So it probably won't be back out for a while. But I do want to get it done for my friend's birthday. All right. Next up, let's see, was festive frosting. This one I just worked on to finish a cupcake before the end of the year. And let's see if I can show this here. And I was working on this cupcake there. This one I have a goal, we'll see if it comes to fruition, of trying to get a cupcake done every month. So I finished up the marshmallow snowman, and then I made some progress on essentially the Santa Claus. So all of these four are done except this one needs, it calls for French knots, but I'm going to do beads. And I'll wait and do that when I'm completely done with the entire project. So now in January, I will be working on Santa Claus. So hopefully I can work on that a little bit. Why do I get Flosstube yawns? I just don't understand. I do need to go through my fabric stash though and find my Christmas fabric so I can get me a Christmas bag made, because it just lives in the magazine, which is kind of sad. All right, so on the first I spun for a new 30 minutes a day, and it lives in this project bag. This is leftover fabric from a shirt that I made Dalton a long time ago, like maybe grade school. And just a yellow gingham lining. And I am talking about my mini Aquarius. This is a project for another bestie. And I've got almost all the cats in here. This one, and it's still got string on it from because I'm trying to work my way all the way across the top. I have not put in my 30 minutes a day yet today. I've been working on a couple other things. So when I'm done filming this, I will get back to that. So that's where I'm at. I still have about, I think about right here across the top to go. And then I will come back and work on row 2 and go across. This is another one that I want to put in my 25 page finishes in 25. So definitely want to get that one done. When I started it, I was on a paper copy. So the page ending is different than it is on Pattern Keeper. So that's been a little bit of a... Oh, are you done sitting in the window? Off she went. Okay, and the last thing that I have been working on has been my Stitch Along with Hade, which is Jelly World. And so far I am at, I forgot to look before, and I'm on my tablet, so I came in like, I'm either at 21 or 2300 plus stitches. I can't remember which. I have made it all the way across the top, and now I am currently on my way back across working on the second row. So this is the full length of it. And like I said, I've made it both sides. Now I'm on row 2, and I would refer to it as typewriter style, extreme cross country style, finish a thread style. I you know, for example, so this one, it looks like, is the next one that needs, well, I know this for a fact because I just worked on it last night. So that hole right there, that's 3863. That's the one color that I am missing for this project. But if I had said 3863, I would do that stitch, and then I would come across looking for any more 3863s, and then get that done, then come to here. And if there's more down here in the second place, move down and do that. Then the next one I pick up would be here in the same theory to work all the way across. And then, you know, hit return and go back to the beginning and go. I had planned on 317 stitches a day to get this done by April 1st, because that's when the release of the second part comes out. But we have some plans in March, and so I think I'm going to ramp that up a little bit so I can have it done by the 14th of March. So basically 2 weeks early. So I don't miss out on finishing it. I had initially planned on taking this with me, but I don't want to lose any of my projects. I don't want anything to happen to any of them, but it would be absolutely heartbreaking to make that much progress, because this is eventually going to be a gift, and have it lost and or stolen, and yeah, have that big of a setback. So I think I'm going to change my numbers up a little bit so I can have it done before then. So we'll see. So you guys got to see, you know, almost like a, how many projects is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You got to see almost a 10th of a whip parade. Anyway, all right. I don't know when I will be back to you next week. Looking here at the calendar, I know that we have a dentist appointment next week. Right now, Preston is on night shift, so I'm thinking that that's going to make it be more of an afternoon filming, kind of like this is, but we'll just have to see. My end game is to get back to my Tuesday filming, but we might have to wait and see until that time to see if we can do that. So I think that's everything I have. Plans moving forward, obviously stick with my jelly roll, work on my Bringo board, continue doing my 30 minutes a day, continue my anniversary piece, continue knocking out my whip go goals for the month, which are 2 different finishes. I haven't even taken them out of the bag yet, so I won't show them to you until I'm able to work on them. And then whatever else I can get done. So I will wish you a wonderful day. I will wish you a very happy new year. I hope that 25 is treating you wonderfully now that we're 3 days in. And I will see you hopefully this time next week. And we'll go from there. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for sticking around and listening to me yammer. And just remember to always be kind. Bye.